follower right now because everybody's watching the donkey pen. But that's okay. I'll talk to myself. Ramon is fine. Had a stumble yesterday. We have that. I talked about that before. Sometimes they get running and they trip up and they'll either get a bruise or twist or something like that. But Ramon was fine today. Which is why in the ice and the snow we're kind of reluctant to even feed outside because it's just not worth the risk. I dealt with the bugs today. I dealt with the older dogs. Miles did good. Elvis did good. Bolt was okay. Sunny, Oakley, and Lily were all good for their age. And considering the Buckeyes have only done outside feeding twice that I know of, they're doing really well as far as going to the feeder and stopping and somewhat waiting. Normally when we first start them doing that, they are a lot wilder than that and don't quite understand what's going on. But these guys have picked up really quick. Tanner is doing well. He does have his Home Depot book. I saw him looking at something the other day. He's pretty interested in the building side of things. He may end up being the engineer of the family. I have no idea what's going on with the donkey. I don't really have the time to get involved too much with the donkeys and horses and mules and whatever else we got down there. I just don't. I have to concentrate on the dogs. That's a good question because, Carly may answer this differently, so I'm going to give you my experience with this. If any of you saw Willie and Charisma eat today, I started off dog dish, space, dog dish. She was acting a little wiry when she came up, so I moved it over again, and she seemed to be more interested in Willie. I kept giving her space line. She didn't seem real interested in the food. She ate about half of it and then was more interested in going and playing with Willie and, was off, not focused on the food at all. I don't get overly excited about that, but what I don't do is sit there and play around with the food type thing. So what I did is she ate half the food, so she's not going to starve, and I took it away. And tomorrow, when we go through this in the morning, when it's feed time, we'll see if that food yesterday, CBS were chatting. Someone seemed to have a boo-boo leg. Yeah, Ramon's fine. Blue Penguin. If anything, might have twisted a little bit or stumbled and got a stinger, but I didn't even notice any limping or anything today, nor did I before I left yesterday, and this supposedly happened around 3 o'clock. So I had worked with all the dogs in between that time during feeding, and I didn't even notice anything. That's why I didn't know anything until this morning. But there wasn't any problems today. would like to say my arm is better, but it's not necessarily better. I almost feel like the other one's starting to do it too. I've got a doctor's appointment here sometime, so they can do. They tried some medicine, didn't really work as well. It's not like I'm overusing my arm. Although it is my leash arm, so I may be irritating the nerve or something, but it's not enough to stop me from. It's just a little irritating. I've kind of gotten used to it now. So all the dogs are in good health right now. Yeah, we seem to be doing just fine. We're getting better weather, so the dogs are getting out in good weather now. They've had enough of the slippery sidewalks, all that good stuff. Lucy is not going to be a service dog and not going to be a therapy dog. She just does not have what it takes to do either one of those. And we have to, believe it or not, we have to be really, really convinced for it to be either a therapy or a service dog that we're not going to have a problem. And I'm not convinced that Lucy can handle the job. I know Megan doesn't believe it. And, you know, when you start to get 2, 3 trainers all with the same concerns, we've given her some time to try to work through a bunch of things, but, you know, it just comes to a point where if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So unfortunately, Lucy is just not going to quite make it. So she'll make a good pet somewhere. To shut the mic off because obviously